Hello students, welcome back to Edviz Learning. Today we are going to resume our lecture on coordinate geometry, chapter number 5. Before that, I'll just quickly go through what we have already done in the chapter. In practice set 5.1, we first saw the distance formula. Why do we use distance formula? To find out the distance between any 2 points on the coordinate axis. So the distance formula that we learned, suppose distance between point A and B if we have to find out, where point A is x1, y1 and point B is x2, y2. So the distance is square root of x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. Correct? This is the distance formula that we learned. After that, after solving practice set 5.1 based on this formula, we saw what is section formula. Section formula क्यों use होता है? To find out the point which divides the line joining two different points in a particular ratio. Let us assume m is to n. So suppose this is the line AB, where point A is x1, y1 and point B is x2, y2, and a separate point P, x, y divides this in the ratio m is to n. So to find out this point, we use the section formula. Therefore, the formula is point x coordinate will be equal to mx2 plus n x1 upon m plus n. Correct? This is the x coordinate. And what is the y coordinate? Similar to this formula, my2 plus ny1 upon m plus n. This is how we find out the x and y coordinates. Based on this formula, we saw two more formulas, midpoint formula and centroid formula. Okay, midpoint formula is used to find out the midpoint of any 2 points, okay, on the coordinate axis, and centroid formula to find out the centroid, exact coordinates of the centroid of a triangle with given 3 vertices A, B and C. A, B or C ka coordinates will be given to you. So now we will resume our lecture further and we'll continue with question number 5. Last time we finished till question number 4 of practice set 5.2. Okay, so let us start with question number 5. We are on practice set 5.2, question number 5. Let me just read the question for you. So find the ratio in which point k, 7 divides the segment joining 8, 9 and 1, 2 points A and B. So find k also. So दो points दिया हुआ है हम लोगों को, point A and point B, and उन दोनों points को किसी particular ratio में divide करने वाला point भी दिया हुआ है. But उसका x coordinate is not given to you, only the y coordinate is given. So the picture will be like this. Suppose this is point A. Point A here is 8, 9 and there is another point B that is 1, 2. Okay, and the line joining these 2 points is divided by some other point. The point here is P, k, 7 in a particular ratio. Let us assume m and n. We don't know the ratio. So we have to first find the ratio and then we have to find the value of this k also. So how do we solve this sum? We have actually done a question similar to this in the one of the previous questions. Question number 3. Okay, in question 3, we have already solved the value of this ratio based on the point that is given to us. But हम लोगों ने question 3 में ये भी देखा था कि x और y में से सिर्फ एक coordinate दिया रहेगा, then also our job is done. So here k, 7 is given. We can use this 7 to find the ratio m is to n. Once we find the ratio, then we can find the value of this k using the section formula again. So for y, what is the section formula? By section formula, यूजुअली हम लोग x से स्टार्ट करते हैं सेक्शन फॉर्मूला, बट यहाँ पे x का वैल्यू पता ही नहीं है, इसीलिए y से स्टार्ट करेंगे. ओके, पॉइंट y इज इक्वल टू, आई मीन द कोऑर्डिनेट y ऑफ द पॉइंट इक्वल टू m y2 plus n y1 upon m plus n. Correct? This is the formula. So this is already known to us, that is 7. Okay, coordinates of the point that is dividing the line. So 7 is the y coordinate, equal to m, we don't know, y2. So for m, y2 will be 2 plus n, again we don't know, and y1 will be 9 divided by m plus n. Okay, so this is the equation that we are getting, cross multiplying here. So 7 into m plus n will be equal to 2m plus 9n. correct? Once we open the bracket, 7m plus 7n equal to 2m plus 9n. Now m वाले term सब एक side लेना है और n वाला term सब एक side लेना है. So what we will do here is, let 7m stay here. This 2m, when it comes to this side, it will become minus 2m, and 9n, it will stay here only. 7n, when it goes on the other side, it will become minus 7n. Okay, so what we are getting here is 7m minus 2m, that is 5m, equal to 9n minus 7n is 2n. Now remember, we have to find the ratio. We don't need the individual values of m and n. तो अगर रेशियो फाइंड करना है तो यहाँ पे सिंपल क्रॉस मल्टीप्लीकेशन से काम खत्म हो जाएगा. करेक्ट? व्हाट विल बी m अपॉन n? टेक n here in the denominator, take 5 there on the denominator. Okay, so what this will become is m upon n equal to 2 upon 5. Okay, this is the required ratio. Now once we have the value of m upon n, we can say that the ratio is 2 by 5. Correct? Once we have the ratio, we also need to find the value of this k. So k कैसे find out करेंगे? Simply use the section formula for x coordinate also. Okay, so now we know that x equal to mx2 plus nx1 upon m plus n. Okay, now in this formula, whatever we know, we'll just substitute. X we don't know, it is k. Correct? इसका x coordinate is k. We don't need to find the value of k. Equal to m, now we know it is 2. Correct? So 2 into x2, x2 here will be 1, 2 into 1 plus n, we know it is 5, multiplied by x1, that is 8, divided by 2 plus 5. Okay, so this will be 2 plus 40 divided by 7, that means 42 divided by 7, which is nothing but 6, which means the value of k is 6. Okay, so this is how you solve this question. Till here, this question is very similar to question number 3. The only different part is finding out the value of k. So just use the ratio once you get it to find the value of k. Now I'll just step aside for a minute. You may note this down, then we'll move on to the next question. Okay, so now let us go to the next question, that is question number 6. Now question 6 is a very straightforward question. Find the coordinates of midpoint of the segment joining points 22, 20 and 0, 16. 2 points are given to you. Okay, one point is 22, 20, another is 0, 16. You have to directly use the midpoint formula to find the midpoint. So एक step में answer आ जाएगा. You just need to apply the formula. So question number 6, I hope you can do on your own. So please mark it as your homework for today. We'll move on to the next question, that is question number 7. Okay, going on to the next page. Now question 7 also is a completely formula based question. Pretty straightforward if you ask me. So find the centroids of the triangles whose vertices are given below. Okay, अलग अलग triangles के 3 points के coordinates हम लोगों को दिए हुए हैं. We have to find the coordinates of the centroid. So we need to use the centroid formula. That's it. ठीक है. First question here is the vertices are minus 7, 6. This is the first point. 2, minus 2. Second point 8, 5. Okay. This is the third point. Now we need to find the centroid of this. So centroid formula use करेंगे. By centroid formula, we know that the x coordinate of the centroid will be x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. Okay, so we'll just substitute the values here. It will be equal to minus 7 plus x2 is 2 plus x3 is 8 divided by 3. Okay, minus 7 plus 2 will be minus 5. minus 5 plus 8 will be plus 3. So 3 upon 3 is what we get. So the final answer is 1. Okay. The x coordinate of the centroid is 1. Now let us also find out the y coordinate. Same formula. Y will be y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Okay. So substitute the values. Y1 is 6 plus y2 is minus 2 plus y3 is 5 divided by 3. Okay. So 6 plus and minus will become minus. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 divided by 3. What we get here is 3. Okay. So therefore, the centroid is at 1, 3. Okay. At this point is the centroid of this triangle. Okay. So the next two questions are very similar to this, very straightforward, direct application of formula you have to do. All the three vertices are given. Just substitute the values and find the answer. So I'll wait for 30 seconds for you to note this down. Then we'll continue on to the next part. Okay. So as I told you, question number 7 का जो second और third sub question है, it is exactly like this. You have to use formula directly. Once again, I'm going to tell you to do them as your homework. Now we'll move on to the next question, question number 8. Okay. Question number 8, going on to the next page. I'll read the question for you. So there is a triangle ABC. Point G minus 4 comma minus 7 is the centroid. तो ट्रायंगल का सेंट्रॉइड इज ऑलरेडी गिवन टू अस, करेक्ट. सेंट्रॉइड का कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑलरेडी गिवन टू अस एंड पॉइंट ए इज गिवन टू अस minus 14 comma minus 16 and point B is also given to us 3 comma 5. Then find the coordinates of C. So vertices में से सिर्फ दो vertices का coordinates दिया हुआ है, थर्ड vertex का coordinates हम लोगों को find out करना है. ठीक है. I'll just show you what is given to you. Suppose this is the triangle ABC, correct. Point A is given to you minus 14 comma minus 19. Point B is given to you 3 comma 5. And if suppose this is the median of the triangle, the centroid is also given to you, point G, that is minus 4 comma minus 7. Okay, we have to find out the coordinates of point C. Let us assume them to be x3 comma y3, correct. So same formula we have to use, centroid formula, but फर्क सिर्फ इतना है कि इस बार the point is known to you, right hand side में you don't know the value of the third vertex. So let us apply the same formula. Let point C be x3 comma y3. Okay, so we have to first note down our assumption. Point C is x3 comma y3. So therefore by centroid formula, we already know that the x coordinate of the centroid is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3, correct. Here we know the value of x, that is minus 4. We know the value of x1, that is minus 14, plus we also know the value of x2, that is 3. What we don't know is the value of x3, so we will write it as it is divided by 3. Okay, so this is a linear equation basically where we have to find the value of x3, that's it. Okay, take this 3 on the other side, it will get multiplied with minus 4. So minus 4 into 3 will become minus 12. Minus 12 equal to minus 14 plus 3 will become minus 11 and plus x3 is as it is. Okay, now since we need to find the value of x3, minus 11 जब उस side चला जाएगा it will become plus 11. So x3 will become minus 12 plus 11, that is minus 1. Okay, so the x coordinate of point C is minus 1. We got that much. Similarly, we have to find the y coordinate also. what is the formula for y? Centroid formula is y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Okay, substitute the values. We already know the value of y, that is minus 7. Centroid ka y coordinate is minus 7 equal to y1 minus 19 plus y2 is 5 and y3 we need to find out. Okay, once again take 3 on the other side. 7 into 3 will become minus 21 equal to minus 19 plus 5. Answer will be negative 14 plus y3. Okay, so y3 का वैल्यू फाइनली क्या मिलेगा? माइनस 14 जब इस साइड आ जाएगा, माइनस 21 प्लस 14 will be equal to y3. Okay, so finally we can say y3 is equal to minus 7. Correct? y3 is also equal to minus 7. Finally we know the coordinates of point C, minus 1 comma minus 7. ठीक है? So we'll write the answer as a statement. Therefore, coordinates of vertex C are minus 1 comma minus 7. That's it. So easy enough for you. All we have to do is use the formula, see what is known to us, what is given in the question, and find out the value of the unknown quantity. So please make a note of this while we wait. Okay, I'll wait for 30 seconds. Then we'll start with the next question. Okay, now let us go to the next question, question number 9. Before that, let me change the page. Yeah, question number 9. Point A, h comma minus 6 is given to you. Point B, 2 comma 3 and point C, minus 6 comma k are the coordinates of vertices of a triangle whose centroid is G, 1 comma 5. Find h and k. Once again, 3 vertices दिया हुआ है, but some part of the vertices, some coordinates are not given. All we have been given with is the centroid. Okay, so let us see what is given to us in this question. Once again, if this is your triangle ABC, okay, point A is given to you h comma minus 6. We don't know the value of h. Okay, point B is given to you 2 comma 3 and point C is given to you minus 6 comma k. Okay, and the centroid of this triangle is given to you. Suppose it is here G, that is 1 comma 5. We have to find the value of h and k. Now if you observe something, h is a x coordinate and k is a y coordinate. So अगर मैं सिर्फ x का फॉर्मूला यूज करूंगा तो मुझे h मिल जाएगा, and then after I use the formula for y coordinate of centroid, then I'll get the value of k. So it is very similar to the previous question. Once again, all we have to do is use the centroid formula. So therefore, by centroid formula, okay, we know that the x coordinate of the centroid will be x1 plus x2 plus x3 divided by 3. But we know the x coordinate of the centroid already, that is 1. Okay, so 1 will be equal to x1, that is h, plus x2, that is 2, plus x3, that is minus 6. Okay, divided by 3. Now if you observe this equation, सिर्फ h का value मुझे नहीं पता है, but it is a linear equation. We can solve the value of h. Take 3 on the other side. 1 into 3 will become 3 and h plus 2 minus 6. Correct? Positive and negative will become negative. 2 minus 6 is minus 4. So h minus 4. Correct? So h का वैल्यू क्या होगा? minus 4 इस साइड शिफ्ट हो जाएगा 3 के साथ, 3 plus 4 आ जाएगा. Okay, so h will be equal to 3 plus 4, that is 7. Okay, we got the value of h, that is 7. So we'll write that finally. Therefore h equal to 7. Now when I apply the centroid formula for y coordinate of the centroid, we'll get the value of k also. Correct? So y will be what? y1 plus y2 plus y3 divided by 3. Okay, but we already know the value of y, that is 5. So 5 will be equal to y1, that is minus 6, plus y2, that is 3, and y3 we don't know, it is k. Okay, divided by 3. We need to find the value of k. Take 3 on the other side, it will get multiplied with 5. So 15 will be equal to minus 6 plus 3 is minus 3 plus k. Okay, take minus 3 on the other side, k equal to 15 plus 3, that is 18. Okay, so this is the value of k and this is the value of h. Okay, this is the solution for question number 9. Very simple, exactly like question number 8. I hope you understood it. Please make a note of this. Then we'll start with the next question. Alright, now let us go to question number 10. Find the coordinates of the points of trisection of the line segment AB with A 2,7 and B minus 4, minus 8. Okay, so let me just explain the question to you. Question number 10, there is a line segment where point A is 2,7 and point B is minus 4, minus 8. Okay. Now this line segment, suppose this is the line segment, what they have told you in the question is कि this is trisected. Now what is the meaning of trisected? हम लोगों ने bisect का meaning पढ़ा है. Bisect का meaning क्या होता है? किसी line को exactly 2 parts में divide करना. मतलब अगर ये 5 है तो ये भी 5 होगा. Okay? तो bisect मतलब 2 parts. Trisect matlab exactly 3 equal parts. Okay, so basically the line segment AB is divided in 3 equal parts. Suppose these 3 are the parts. Okay, for 3 equal parts there will be 2 points of section. Correct? Point A or B को join करने वाली line को if I divide in 3 equal parts, there will be 2 points of section that we have to find out as per the question. ठीक है, तो ये दोनों पॉइंट्स हम लोगों को फाइंड आउट करना है. फॉर दीज पॉइंट्स लेट अस अज्यूम देम टू बी पॉइंट P एंड पॉइंट Q. ओके, एंड इसका कोऑर्डिनेट्स अगर हम लोगों ने A, B लिया और इसका H, K, so we have to find the coordinates of P and Q. Correct? Let us assume them to be the points. Now, as I told you, these are 3 equal parts. Correct? So, if I just take this part as 1 and these 2 parts will be 2 parts. So the ratio of AP to PB is 1:2. Correct? I'm just talking about point P first. Ignore the point Q. Okay? If A and B is divided by point P in this ratio 1:2, correct? We have to find point P. Okay? I hope you understood this. Since these are 3 equal parts, अगर यहाँ से यहाँ तक सिर्फ एक part है, then from here to here it will be 2 parts equal to this. Okay, तो अगर इसको मैंने 1 लिया, this will be total 2. So the ratio is 1:2. Now why I am doing it like this? Because one by one we have to find point Q and point P. Correct? तो पहले मैं Q को पूरा ignore करूंगा, as if it's not even there. Okay? Then we'll find out point P using the section formula. Normally section formula में जैसे find out किया था वैसे ही. Correct? Suppose A and B are the 2 points and P is the point of section. Use the section formula. By section formula, okay, we already know that x coordinate is equal to mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. Okay, here x is A, since we are finding out A, so equal to m. Suppose 1 को m लिया मैंने, correct? This is m multiplied by x2, that is minus 4, Remember, we have to totally ignore point Q now because we are just finding out point P between A and B. ये सेक्शन फॉर्मूला से हम लोग कर रहे हैं जैसे नॉर्मली करते हैं, ठीक है. So point A will be 1 into -4 plus n here is 2 multiplied by 2. x1 is 2 divided by m plus n, that is 1 plus 2. Okay, so here we'll get the value of A, that is -4 plus 4 divided by 3. But -4 plus 4 will become 0. So 0 divided by anything is still 0. That means what? The x coordinate of point P is 0. Now let us find out the y coordinate. Formula is my2 plus ny1 divided by m plus n. Correct? So once again, y हमारे लिए क्या है? B. So we found out A, now we are finding out B. B will be equal to m is x, y2 is -8, since we are talking about the y coordinate. So 1 into -8 plus 2 into 7 divided by 1 plus 2. Okay, so this is equal to -8 plus 14 divided by 3. Now -8 plus 14 is plus 6, correct? Positive number is the bigger number, so plus 6 आएगा divided by 3, so this is equal to 2. That means what? Point P is 0, 2, correct? Point P (0, 2). Now we also have to find out point Q. There are two ways of finding out point Q. Okay, first way ऐसा है कि इस बार यहां से Q तक we can take 2 parts and Q से B तक we can take 1 part, and then once again use the section formula. You will get the value of Q. But the second way is more easier. Okay, if you observe this diagram now, okay, point A को side में रख दो as if it's not even there. ठीक है, point P and point B. Okay, we can say that point Q is exactly at the midpoint of point P and point B, correct? By observation, these are two equal parts, correct? These are two equal parts. Trisection किया है हम लोगों ने. That means what? Point Q is the midpoint of the line segment joining P and B. So we can straight away use the midpoint formula, correct? Midpoint formula between P and B. Since we already know P, we can find out Q by midpoint formula, correct? So midpoint formula से करेंगे तो ज्यादा easy होगा. Now point Q is the midpoint of segment PB, correct? Segment PB का midpoint is point Q. So let us directly use by midpoint formula. Point Q का x coordinate will be equal to x1 plus x2 upon 2, correct? But यहाँ पे x1 क्या होगा? Point P का x coordinate. So a plus x2 divided by 2. Okay. Now we know the value of a already. A is 2 and x2 is -4. So 0 -4 divided by 2, correct? A is 0 and x2 is -4. So 0 plus -4 हो जाता था, but plus and minus will become negative. So 0 minus 4 divided by 2. We are getting -4 divided by 2, that is -2. Okay, that means the x coordinate of point Q, that is h, is equal to -2. Similarly, we have to find the y coordinate also. y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, now what is the value of this y? It is k equal to y1 here is b, coordinate b, plus y2 here is -8. Okay, -8 divided by 2. We already know the value of b. B here is 2. So let us substitute 2 minus 8 divided by 2. Okay, 2 minus 8 will be negative 6. Negative 6 divided by 2 will be negative 3. Okay, so with the 2 points of trisection that we are getting our point P A B matlab 0, 2 and point Q H, K matlab minus 2, minus 3. Okay, finally we will write down, therefore point Q is minus 2, minus 3. Okay, these are the 2 points of trisection, point P 0, 2 and point Q minus 2, minus 3. I hope you understood this. You have to solve it in the similar manner. सिर्फ section formula और कहीं कहीं midpoint formula का combination use करना है. Okay, that's completely up to your observation. You can use whatever you want, still you will get the same answer. Okay, now let us go to the next question. Before that, I'll give you some time to make a note of this. So I'll just step aside for 30 seconds. Okay, so now let us go to the next question. Question number 11. But if you observe question number 11, it is a very similar question to this one. उसमें क्या बोला है कि there is a point A minus 14, minus 10 and point B 6, minus 2. Find the coordinates of the points which divide the line segment AB into 4 equal parts. Okay, this time instead of 3 there are 4 equal parts. So once again you have to use section formula and midpoint formula. जो भी combination true है वो use करो. But question number 11 I am going to leave it up to you to solve, because question number 12 is 5 equal parts. So we'll go directly to question number 12. Question 11, please mark it as your homework. Now we'll go to the last question in this exercise, that is question number 12. Before that I'll change the page. So question 12, if point A 20, 10, question 12, there is a point A 20, 10 and there is a point B on the other end, that is 0, 20. Now this time they have given is find the coordinates of the points which divide the segment AB into 5 equal parts. Okay, so divide, अगर मुझे इसको 5 equal parts में divide करना है, I'll have to make 4 points in between. So suppose this is the first, second, third and fourth. So these are the 5 equal parts. They don't look equal, but we have to assume they are equal. So let us do that. इस point को मैंने नाम दे दिया point P, A, B. Okay, point Q, C, D. Then this is point R, E, F and point S, G, H. Okay, suppose these are the different points that are dividing this line in 5 equal parts. Now again, this is not a very difficult question, just like the previous one that we did, just a little bit lengthy. सिर्फ थोड़ा बड़ा हो जाएगा question, that's it. ठीक है, one by one if I have to find these points, what we will do is first we will find out point P. Okay, so point P, look here, these are 5 equal parts. So if this is the first part, the remaining line will be 4 equal parts. Correct? So the ratio of AP to PB will be 1:4. Okay, तो अगर मैं point P find कर रहा हूं तो Q, R and S we will totally ignore them. There is no need to bring them in between. Correct? So point A से लेके P तक, if there is one part, P से लेके B तक it will be 4 parts. So the ratio is 1:4. Let us first find out point P by section formula. Okay, so therefore by section formula, okay, by section formula we can say that the x coordinate of point P will be equal to mx2 plus nx1 divided by m plus n. Correct? So the x coordinate of point P here is A. This will be equal to 1, that is m, correct, 1 multiplied by x2. So now we'll directly go to B. ठीक है, x2 क्या है, B का x coordinate is 0, plus n here is 4 multiplied by x1 that is 20 divided by m plus n matlab 1 plus 4. Correct? So this will be equal to 0 plus 4 into 20 is 80 divided by 5 that is 16. Correct? A का वैल्यू आ गया 16. सिमिलरली इसका B कोऑर्डिनेट भी हम लोगों को फाइंड आउट करना है, राइट? सो लेट अस फाइंड आउट B ऑल्सो. फॉर दैट वी विल यूज द फॉर्मूला फॉर Y. Y के लिए क्या होगा सेक्शन फॉर्मूला? सिमिलर टू X, my2 प्लस ny1 डिवाइडेड बाय m प्लस n. करेक्ट? सब्स्टिट्यूट द वैल्यूज. Y हियर इज B, पॉइंट ऑफ सेक्शन का Y कोऑर्डिनेट. B will be equal to m is 1 multiplied by y coordinate of B that is 20 plus n is 4 and y coordinate of A that is 10 divided by m plus n. So 1 plus 4. Okay, when we solve this we will get the value of B equal to 20 plus 40 that is 60 divided by 5 which is nothing but 12. Okay, therefore point P हम लोगों को मिल गया A, B that is 16, 12. Okay, therefore point P is 16, 12. Okay, now एक बार मुझे P कोऑर्डिनेट मिल गया, P पॉइंट मिल गया, then we have to find the other points also. Now if you observe this line, forget A now, from P to B. Okay, if you see R is at the exact midpoint, correct? P से लेके B तक we can say that R is at the exact midpoint. यहाँ पे दो पार्ट्स है और यहाँ पे दो पार्ट्स है. Okay, so for P and B, line segment PB, what is the midpoint? It is point R. So if I find out the midpoint of PB, मतलब क्या? हम लोग R find out कर रहे हैं, correct? So directly हम लोग midpoint formula use करेंगे next time. Let us do that. Why we are finding out point R first? You will get to know in the next step. ठीक है, पहले R find out कर देते हैं, then we will go for Q and S. Okay, so point R is the midpoint of segment PB. Is the midpoint of segment PB. Okay, so we can directly use the midpoint formula. Therefore, by midpoint formula, x coordinate क्या होता है? x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Okay, तो R का x coordinate, midpoint का x coordinate E will be equal to x1. So point A, correct? Point A plus x2 मतलब 0 divided by 2. Okay, this is the x coordinate. मतलब ये कितना आएगा? E will be equal to A हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी फाइंड आउट किया है, इट इज 16. 16 plus 0 divided by 2. Okay, that is 8. मतलब जो पॉइंट R है उसका x कोऑर्डिनेट मिल गया 8. Similarly, we can find out the y coordinate also. Let us do it separately here. Y will be equal to y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, y coordinate R का क्या है? F will be equal to, what is y1? y1 here is B plus y2 मतलब 20 divided by 2. Okay, we already know the value of B. B हम लोगों का आंसर आ चुका था, that is 12. So 12 plus 20 divided by 2 मतलब 32 divided by 2 which is nothing but 16. Correct? So point R भी मिल गया मुझे. E, F मतलब 8, 16. So point R is 8, 16. Okay. Now the reason that I found out this point first is simple. If you look at PR, just segment PR, forget everything else. सिर्फ यहां से यहां तक, ठीक है? From P to R. Exactly midpoint of PR is Q. Correct? So we also know the coordinates of P, we know the coordinates of R. तो इसका मिड पॉइंट फॉर्मूला अगर मैं यहां पे अप्लाई करता हूं PR पे, we will get the value of Q. Similarly, बाद में भी R और B का exact midpoint is S. So what we have to do here is use midpoint formula again 2 times. एक बार between P and R, we will get the value of Q, and एक बार between R and B, we will get the value of S. तो पहले PR के लिए कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? Therefore, we know that point Q is the midpoint of segment PR. Is the midpoint of segment PR. Correct? Line segment PR का midpoint is Q. So we use midpoint formula again. Therefore, by midpoint formula, okay, this time Q is the midpoint. So X will be X1 plus X2 divided by 2. This is the midpoint formula. Correct? Here X is nothing but C. Q का X coordinate. C will be equal to X1 plus X2. For this, what is the midpoint? A plus E. Correct? X1 and X2 are A and E. So A का value we know it is 16. E का value we know it is 8. That means this will be equal to 16 plus 8 divided by 2. That is 24 divided by 2. Okay. So C का value क्या आया? C is equal to 12. ओके, Q का एक x कोऑर्डिनेट हम लोगों को मिल गया, C is equal to 12. Similarly, we have to find the y coordinate also. Y will be y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, y मतलब क्या? Q is the midpoint, right? So Q का y coordinate D is equal to y1 plus y2, B plus F. Okay, B here is 12, F is 16. So 12 plus 16 divided by 2, that is equal to, now 12 plus 16 if you add you will get 28. 28 divided by 2 is nothing but 14. Okay, so हम लोगों को point Q भी मिल गया. Point Q is what? 12, 14, C, D. So यहां पे आगे अभी हम लोग लिखेंगे point Q is 12, 14. ओके, दिस इज पॉइंट Q. अभी फाइनली हम लोगों ने फाइंड किया P, Q एंड R. द ओनली पॉइंट लेफ्ट इज पॉइंट S. करेक्ट? पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शंस में से सिर्फ एक पॉइंट ऑफ इंटरसेक्शन बाकी है, पॉइंट S. लेट अस फाइंड दैट आल्सो क्विकली. नाउ एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर, यू कैन क्लियरली ऑब्जर्व दैट RB का मिड पॉइंट है S. तो वी विल यूज अगेन मिड पॉइंट फॉर्मूला बिटवीन R एंड B. दैट्स इट. ओके, सो वील हैव टू राइट दैट फर्स्ट. पॉइंट S is the midpoint of RB, segment RB. Okay, so once again by midpoint formula, the x coordinate of S will be equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Now what is the x coordinate of S? It is G. Correct? The x coordinate of point S, okay, and x1 plus x2 will be nothing but E plus 0. Okay, E plus 0 मतलब E हम लोगों ने already find out किया था, that is equal to 8. So 8 plus 0 divided by 2. Now 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So G हम लोगों को मिल गया, it is 4. Similarly, we have to find H also. H मतलब y coordinate of S. The formula is same. Y will be nothing but y1 plus y2 divided by 2. मतलब H will be equal to, what are y1 and y2? F and 20. Correct? Okay, F is nothing but, we found it here. F is equal to 16. So 16 plus 20. Y coordinate of B. 16 plus 20 divided by 2. Okay. Once we add this, we will get 36 divided by 2. That is nothing but 18. Now finally हम लोगों ने S का भी coordinates find out कर दिया. The coordinates are 4, 18. Okay. So the coordinates of point S, therefore point S is 4, 18. Okay, so this is how we find out the coordinates of all the points of section. हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे 5 equal parts किया and there are 4 points of section. All the 4 points we found out by just using 2 formulas, either section formula या फिर midpoint formula, wherever whatever is applicable. ठीक है, so this was your question number 12. I'll give you some time to make a note of this. Okay students, so this was your practice set 5.2. In the next session, we will start with the next part of this chapter, something called as slope of a line. Okay, till that time, please complete all your homework and keep revising whatever we have done in the classroom. Okay, thank you everyone, bye.